Welcome, everyone. I'm Michelle Cobb, publisher of AudioFile Magazine, which is the #1 source for audiobook reviews in the world. And I'm so excited for today's conversation with Whoopi Goldberg. She's going to be talking about her new memoir, Bits and Pieces, My Mother, My Brother, and Me. Thanks for joining us at AudioFile, Whoopi.
Thanks for allowing me to.
Well, I have to say, it was truly a delight to listen to you as a narrator because you sounded so relaxed and at ease. And I really appreciated that you had those natural reactions of laughter.
Yeah.
And amongst these laughs and happy times, there are definitely some harrowing moments, like when your mother had her mental health crisis. So I'm curious, what was it like when you're in the studio revisiting these memories and having to, work through that as you read?
Well, I have to tell you, the going through it was fairly easy uh, because they're distant. These are all uh, far from me. But part of the reason for the book was to sort of bring them a little closer so I could look at them again because I discovered I started forgetting a lot of stuff having to do with my mother, my brother, and myself. And it just, I said, if I don't do this, if I don't tell these stories, they could actually disappear. So I better try to remember to do some of this. But then I started having fun because it was like we had crazy times, but they were lots of fun, and I was never frightened. Do you know what I mean? I was never frightened. I knew the three of us were together so that we would be all right. So that might also be why this was so difficult because it never occurred. I mean, eventually I knew my mom was going to pass. I knew. And the same with my brother. But I never expected them to go within, I don't know. He went 5 years. She's been gone 16 years. He's been gone 11. And so the things that were disappearing, like big chunks of stuff, and many dates are gone, like 1960, because that's why there's none of that in there because I can't
Right.
remember them. I can't remember them. Sometimes I can't remember how old I am, but I have a kid who doesn't let me forget, so that works out. But I just it was necessary for me to try to grasp onto something before it all went to hell in a handbasket.
Well, you actually talked in your introduction about you're not sure necessarily which memories are true and happened exactly, but despite that, you found so many wonderful specifics. So I wondered, how did you take yourself back to childhood to conjure up these memories and, things like the World's Fair in Coney Island, they were described very well.
Well, I have to tell you, these places are emblazoned in my brain because I grew up here in New York. And
Right.
so because Coney Island is a big part of my life and New York is still a big part of my life, uh, it was easy to step back because you can ask other people, did this exist there or did this not exist until here? And sometimes people say, actually, it existed in a different form there, and you knew it as blah blah. Ah, okay, I said that makes sense. So it was a lot of bits and pieces, you know, and trying to put them together, and things that you're never going to forget, like my mother kicking my behind because I lied about about going, you know, cleaning up my room before I left. Now, I've told that story before, but over the years, my mother said, well, did you forget that this happened too during that? I was like, no. And the one thing that I wish that I had said to her that I don't know why I didn't. I wished I had said to her, so tell me, did you take the key? Because I think what happened was I left the key in the door
Right.
and she might have come home early because she forgot something. and saw the key was in the door and locked it and went on about her business and knew, because she knew, she knew. As soon as she saw the key in the door, she knew that chances are I did not do what I said I was going to do.
Well, your mom was quite a character, and she sounds like a lovely human.
She was one of those people where you don't know that they are sort of magical. I was, because we lived together, we were all together. We knew she was magical. We knew she could do things that no other folks seemed to be able to do. But I didn't realize until much later on, really where her resilience came from, and she made a decision she wasn't going to let anybody get her down. And they came pretty close to breaking her, but they didn't break her, but they freaked her out. They
Oh yeah.
totally freaked her out. And then I discovered that she didn't know who I was when she came home.
It
And when
was
I
it,
said to her, you, all those years you didn't know, she said, Karen, I did not know. And all I knew was I was never going back to the hospital. That's what I knew for sure. And so if they had said the sky is green and I looked up and saw it was blue, I would say, you're right, it's green. Whatever they said. And I said, well, how did you get to know us? She said, I got to know you through you. I said, wow, that that threw me. That threw me. And that the idea that she never told anybody that she did that. She walked with that by herself. I really liked her. I really liked her a lot. And same with my brother. My brother is just one of those people who, for me, he'd walk down the street, I would hear the theme music. He was
yes.
just that kind of guy, you know, um, and really good and happy to be part of our world. I mean, he came first, and their relationship was like wonderful to watch, really wonderful to watch. And to be invited into that group, my brother he might have had some, you know, trepidations, but I never knew it. Everything was, what you want to do, sis? You go, okay, we're doing this. And I felt safe and protected, you know.
And that spirit comes across so well in the book. So
Good.
congratulations on writing it and recording it so
Thank you.
beautifully. Now, I can't talk to you without acknowledging that you're a huge audiobook fan.
I am
So,
huge, huge, because audiobooks, I am dyslexic. So books got to be problematic for me. But once I was able to get into the audiobooks, one of the things that I was able to do is I had story time back,
yes.
you know. I could travel to different worlds. I could go to Alaska with Wildfang or Whitefinger, or I could end up, in Africa with Tarzan. I mean, I could go anywhere. There's no world that is not open to me through audiobooks. That's because I love being told a story. I love storytellers. So it to me, Audible is I think I almost broke their cloud because I have like 9,000 books.
Amazing.
And they were like, we think the cloud is just kind of letting you know you might have to we have to make some arrangements with you. So, okay. But I love a good audiobook. I love it. You know.
How do you fit? I mean, you have a very busy lifestyle. How do you fit so many audiobooks into your life?
I get up in the morning because I haven't really been asleep. I've been listening to something that I love. then I got to say my prayers, and then I get myself together and eat a little something, and I'm listening to my audiobook, and then I get in the car, and I'm not allowed to drive, so somebody gets me to work, and then I take the audiobooks off, and I stop talking for 2 hours, or I start talking for 2 hours, and then
Right.
when I'm done, get back in the car, get back in the car, put the headphones back, and people, when my hair is like this, you can see if I'm wearing them, but 99% of the time, people are talking to me while I'm listening to something else. I mean,
And
I
did
just think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
and with that, did you find it challenging to record your own title as a narrator in any way?
No, but I just recorded somebody else's book,
Ah,
and I don't, I don't know if they've listened to it yet, but it'll be interesting for me to see how if if they like it or not. We'll see. We'll see.
well, I have to thank you so much for joining us at AudioFile and congratulations on a delightful listen and good
Anytime.
luck. Yeah, good luck on you on the rest of your tour here.
Thank you. Thank you. Yay. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Yay.